Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shitecha בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם להיות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך. Impress these words of mine upon your heart and upon your soul. Bind them as a sign upon your hand and as a symbol above your eyes. Teach them to your children by speaking of them. When you sit in your home, when you walk on your way, when you lie down and when you rise up. Inscribe them upon the doorposts of your home and on your gates. Vayomer Adonai el Moshe lemor. Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem lelohim ani Adonai Elohechem emet.
Continue silently through to page 44.
Who is like you, Adonai, among the mighty? Who is like you, adorned in holiness, revered in praise, working wonders? Page 44, the fourth line. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar ba'kodesh, norat ilot, osef ele, malchut Techa rauvanecha bokei hayam lifnei Moshe zeli ahanu v'yamiru Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed. ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני קהל ישראל שיבנו אדוני אלוהינו.
We're on page 45.
ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ברוך אתה אדוני, הפורס סוכת שלום עלינו, ועל כל עמו ישראל, ועל ירושלים. וידבר משה אל מועדי אדוני, אל בני ישראל. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ויעלמה דברה קירותי, וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי לכל בית ישראל בהגלה ובזמן קריב אמרו אמן ישמע רבה מברך לעולם מעלמיה יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשא בריחו לעילא מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמא ואמרו Amen.
Please rise. We turn to page 306 for our festival Amidah. We take a few moments in silent prayer, page 306 through to page 314, following the words of our Siddur or just the words in our own heart. Page 306 to 314.
Say shalom, shalom, shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael imru amen.
Please be seated. Chag Sameach, Chag Sameach, Chag Sameach. So a few minutes, we're going to be sitting down for our Seders, accompanied by our family and friends and community. And there are two sides to the Seder. And one is familiar to us, we know it. We often talk about how the Seder was based on the Greek symposium. And so that we have a luxurious meal, and there was a tradition for it to be served by servants and given appetizers and multiple courses and drink. And yes, there were also important discussions that took place on important matters, but this is a model that makes sense to us, that we understand. We live in the West, in a prosperous and powerful nation, and many of us have multiple degrees, and we live in educated families with success. And so this is a dinner party with intellectual content. Thinking about our return to our identity, to our roots, to where we come from. And the rabbis wanted to create a ritual that was desirable to us, that made sense to us. And for those who came before us, we can imagine that it was a rare occasion to enjoy something that we take for granted in our life, and that we're able to have more regularly. A comfortable forum where we have everything we need. We think about tradition, the values we care about, and we honor in the most foundational way our gathering. Good company, good food, good conversation. And yet there's always been another part to the Seder. There's always been another part to the Seder. And this part captures what was the original spirit of the original Seder, back in the story of the Exodus as the final plague was striking Egypt. And Moses instructed the people to be ready for freedom. And they stayed up all night and they waited for that opportunity to come. And so the Seder is also called Leil Shmurim, the night of waiting in our tradition. We wait for that moment where finally Pharaoh says, okay, it is time to leave. And back at the story of the original Seder, they had to be ready to leave bechipazon. That's why we eat matzah. They had to leave with haste. And Moses said, you have to spend all night with the sandals on your feet and the staves in your hand, just to be ready for that small moment where suddenly you're able to truly grasp freedom. And for them, that opportunity to leave bondage was priceless, was unique, and they had to be open and ready. And they were not walking to a beautiful city, they were heading out into the desert, but yet this is all that they truly wanted. And it wasn't an intellectual act, it was a very real experience of leaving slavery. And so this is the other side of the Seder, the inner spirit of the Seder, the inside. The other, we can say, is the outside of the Seder. And that within the comfort of the symposium, that it's meant to give us a wonderful way to go through our evening, there's also this opportunity of a very real experience for all of us of leaving a place of Egypt. And this is an extension of the burning bush, which is really the beginning of this story of Moses, of meeting the Holy One. And to think about what is the Egypt we want to leave this year. Not only think about the Egypts in our society, of which there are many, the Egypts in our world, of which there are many, but also that experience of leaving Egypt within our own selves. And that opportunity is also priceless and unique. And from there, we can really think about there that we have a much more real conversation about what it's like to leave all the other Egypts as well. And to think about what does it really mean to be enslaved, and how can we help each other. So the symposium is easy, and the night of waiting is more challenging, but it's also true. And I encourage everyone to touch a little bit of that spirit tonight, to think of one place where they would like to be a little bit more free in their lives, and how they can bring that spirit of freedom more into their lives and then out into the world to be a force of true transformation and change from those depths, a beginning. And tonight, all you need is a little beginning. You have to leave Egypt. You don't need to get all the way to the promised land. You don't have to get all the way to Sinai. You just have to take one little step to leave Egypt, to set it in motion. So the symposium is the outer shell to make the night comfortable. But the night of waiting is what makes it alive And what makes it truly an experience we pass on l'dor vador from generation to generation. Chag Sameach. Let us turn to the Aleinu. We're on page 56. Please rise.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל עמונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינת עוזו וגובהם מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אין עוד, אין עוד, אין עוד, אין.
לתקן עולם ממלכות שדי. יכירו ויעידו כל
ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד ושמו אחד ושמו אחד ושמו אחד.
Please be seated. We turn to page 58 for our mourner's Kaddish, our Kaddish Yatom. If you are in mourning or observing a yard site, please stay standing or rise and join me in the words of the Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitgadash Omer Rabba ve'alma divra kirute v'yamlich malchute v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם עולמי עלמיה. יפרח וישתבח ויפאר ויתחומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו לעילה מכל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו והכל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו והכל ישראל ואמרו אמן.
Let us turn to page 211 and sing together Adon Olam with that Pesach Nusach. Adon Olam asher malach b'terem kol yetzir nivra v'yetnasa v'chefzo kol hazay melech shemo nikra v'yacharei kichlot hakol levado yimloch nora v'hu haya v'hu ove v'hu yeh b'tifara v'hu echad v'yein sheni liyamshil lo liach בירה, בלי ראשית, בלי תכלית, ולא העוז והמשרה, והוא אלי וחי גואלי, וצור חבלי בעת צרה, והוא ניסי ומנוס לי, מנת כוסי ביום מקרא, בידו אפקיד רוחי, ועת אישן ויעירה, ועם רוחי גבייתי, אדוני
Please rise for our concluding bracha, our concluding blessing. Kadosh Baruch Hu, Holy One, blessed be He. As we gather as a community for our second Seder, may we all experience good company, powerful conversation, and a small taste of freedom, and bring some of that freedom to our world who is so in need of freedom. And let us say, Amen.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
Adonai, bless and protect you.
Yair Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
May Adonai's countenance shine upon you. May Adonai bestow kindness upon you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
May Adonai's countenance be lifted towards you. May Adonai grant you peace. Chag Sameach.
Sameach.
Please join us next door in our social hall as we begin our communal Seder.
Stay away from those high notes. Michael, I'm in trouble. Almost took the night off, but I'll get through it. Yes, we just came back. Well, it was on Sunday afternoon. So it's a hard re-entry. Unless you think I should go. Oh, Flavi's not coming. Oh. Let me make up my mind. No, I'll do less. I want to be here. I think I should be here. Yeah, that was nice. That was a great Seder. It was good. Thanks. Bev, don't touch me. Only 8 days.